Hello again. There is at the moment a completely fake confrontation going on in Parliament between Home Secretary Priti Patel and various members of the Labour Party. It's one of those entirely factitious disputes which are meant to distract us from the reality. They're putting on a Punch and Judy show to make it look as though there's some conflict between the government and the opposition. It is alleged that the Nationalities and Borders Bill being introduced by the government will be ferocious and tough and stop needy people entering Britain. It is all nonsense, of course, because while Priti Patel is talking very tough in public, the rules for immigrants entering this country are being relaxed until they're all but non-existent. These are the so-called points-based immigration rules. In the description to this video, I'll give a couple of links which explain some of the new rules which come into force in 2 or 3 weeks. The immigrants covered by these rules are, of course, in addition to all the illegal immigrants, as well as Afghans, Ukrainians and Chinese people who are currently entering the country. These people covered by the points-based immigration are so-called specialist workers and people with high potential. Most of the categories are for so-called specialist workers who are sponsored by a British company, but that is quite meaningless. At one time I got a work permit in Israel because a company swore that I was a foreign specialist. I was actually being employed as a van driver's mate, but I was cheaper than an Israeli. I know everything there is to know about rackets of this kind, and I can tell you that these immigration rules mean absolutely nothing. There are some worrying bits in them. For instance, every one of the categories includes a paragraph which reads, applicants can bring their dependent partner and children under the age of 18. Here's a good category of people who have unlimited opportunities to enter this country to work. High potential individuals. These are people who have attended one of the world's top 50 universities as listed by the Times. It is part of the UK government's commitment to an elite points-based route to attract the brightest and best to the UK, to maintain our status as a leading international hub for emerging technologies. This new route is for recent graduates of top global universities who want to work or look for work in Britain. And of course, applicants can bring their dependent partner and children under the age of 18. What this means in plain language that anybody can understand is that anybody in the world who gets a degree from one of the 50 best universities can come to Britain, look for work, bringing with him his wife and kids if he has any. Here's another good category, that of seasonal workers who are involved with, but not limited to, growing daffodils, Christmas trees and also forest nursery workers. This means that when we left the European Union and expected all those Eastern Europeans picking fruit in East Anglia to return to their own countries, they are now coming back as seasonal workers with their families. Many of these things, these different categories, include the words, it's not a route to settlement, but that's all nonsense. Trust me, I've worked this system in Sweden, Turkey and Israel, and I know exactly how it works. Any of these people coming here with their families, you'll never be able to get rid of them again. Essentially, the points-based immigration system, which was set up, means that anybody in the world can come and live in this country.